August 29th, 2020. For what it's worth. There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. Here's something that's very clear. Not only is Donald Trump nowhere near up to the moment, he doesn't even know the moment is here. The virus was never going to disappear like a miracle, and no amount of magical thinking will make it so. There's a man with a gun over there, a-telling me I've got to beware. And if that man is a 17-year-old vigilante Trumpster who believes it's his job to protect people by randomly gunning down protesters, we may be facing anarchy, or hopefully revolution. There's battle lines being drawn, and nobody's right if everybody's wrong. For decades, Republicans have welcomed the support of fringe right-wing conspiracy theorists who believe they are the only true patriots and that anyone who disagrees with them is, by definition, a traitor. Now, thanks to Fox News and its wholly owned Palin Trump subsidiary, those lunatics are running the asylum. And they don't understand. They've never understood that you can love your country while being critical of its many faults. If patriotism is the last refuge of a scoundrel, so-called American exceptionalism may be the last refuge of a pseudo-nationalist. Young people speaking their minds are getting so much resistance from behind. Portland's hipsters and Seattle's pale autonomous zone aside, much of the unrest in what the idiot chief calls Democrat-run cities is rooted in decades of injustice and centuries of racial inequality. And while I grew disenchanted when my college classmates were more interested in their six-figure salaries than social justice, I'm inspired by many of the young leaders of Black Lives Matter. I guess an awareness and appreciation of what their grandparents fought for in the 1960s skipped a generation, but better late than never. Here's hoping that LeBron James is the Gen X equivalent of Muhammad Ali or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, iconic Americans with the courage to take a stand for their principles. What a field day for the heat. 1,000 people in the street. The murders of Ahmaud Arbery by a trio of white vigilantes and Breonna Taylor touched a nerve. When George Floyd died at the knee of a police officer, there was an explosion. And last week's 7 shots fired into the back of Jacob Blake sparked protests that stretched from Kenosha to Orlando, all while the president and the hunchback of New York, Rudy Giuliani, claim that we're a Joe Biden away from Mad Max chaos. Good thing none of this is happening on their watch. Singing songs and carrying signs mostly say, "Hooray for our side." The protesters mostly wear masks because, The anti-protesters not only congregate bare-assed and bare-faced, they openly scoff when asked to show simple courtesy out of respect to their fellow men and women. I guess what Trump was really saying in front of the White House Thursday night is that he's the president of law and disorder. Paranoia strikes deep. Into your life it will creep. Ordinarily, anyone who believes that the world is run by a cabal of Satan-worshipping pedophiles that are plotting against Trump while operating a global child sex trafficking ring in the basement of a pizza parlor would be instantly dismissed, if not outright laughed at. But guess who believes these are people that love our country and endorsed a congressional candidate who espouses many of their crackpot ideas? It starts when you're always afraid. Step out of line, the man come and take you away. They're coming for your guns. They're coming for your freedoms. They're coming to destroy your suburbs. They're coming for your white women. And all the Democrat-run cities have to do is just call. We're ready to go in. We will take care of your problem in a matter of hours. Just call. I think it's time we stop, children. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.